I think of all these things. I think we're already live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Marketing Momentum with Charles and Deborah. Hi, Charles.
Hi, Deb. Hi, everybody.
I was just noticing that I could leave it stuck on you. I was going to say, we're just stuck on you, and we can just have you be, on the focus. Um, so so for topic, I just about snorted. All right, I promise, guys, I'm not drinking. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary right now. It's just one of those days. But the thought came to me, if you're just starting out, whether you just graduated from high school, you just graduated from college, you're just starting out because you feel like starting out, or maybe, we still have some people underemployed, unemployed, layoff, whatever. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, next week I need to figure out what I'm doing. Probably a lot of those people are looking for jobs, but even while you're looking, trying to figure out something to do as an entrepreneur. And let's pretend that you don't have a lot of experience as an entrepreneur. Well, obviously Charles does. So I'm not referring, I'm just trying to picture like a profile of somebody.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person, Charles?
Well, if that person wants to just put their toe in the water, they don't know if they want to do business. They don't necessarily want to know. They don't necessarily know if they want to do internet business or offline business or consulting. They're just kind of between situations. They just want to sell stuff, right? And so effectively, right, the way to put cash in your pocket, and you're trying to figure out whether or not you want to pursue something as a business. Sometimes one of the best things you can do is to just find people who want help, in selling their stuff, right? And so because in business, the most difficult thing to do for me, or probably for Deb too, would be to acquire a new customer, right? That's a difficult thing to do. It's either going to take a lot of time, it's going to take a lot of it could take some financial resources, but getting a new customer is not an easy thing to do. And so as a result of that, depending on what a product costs, or depending on how a program is run, anyone that has something that they're selling is going to be willing to pay you, the person, right, looking for an opportunity, a commission or something in order to bring them a customer. And that's really what it effectively is affiliate marketing. We affiliate with each other because I get what I want, I get a new customer, and then you get what you want, which is I pay you something that makes it worth your while to go and get another customer.
And it works really well. Like, for example, I remember this was years ago. Anything that said affiliate program, I was signing up. This was way back when it wasn't saturated. So it was like, oh wow, I could make money. And there's banners everywhere. And do you remember those days where it's like websites were just banners?
Absolutely right, exactly right. And if you go to a news site, and which is interesting. I mean, you go to a news site like CBS, local affiliates, all that stuff. That's all that's there. It's almost like that's what they're like back in the 90s sometime.
Yep. Well, now it's like hey, it's nice that you have an affiliate program, but I don't know if that fits. I'm more selective now. For example, we do all these hangouts and these videos and things like that. I'm always on the lookout for a video type affiliate program. In fact, I just had somebody, this is a first for me. I know for you, Charles, you're in there and you know all the right people and you go to the conferences and stuff. But Jimmy Mancini just sent me a message on Facebook and it's like, hey, do you want to advertise or whatever the terminology is? I'm sorry, Jamie, if I'm saying it wrong, but as far as affiliate program for his new video program, I'm like, absolutely. It's video. Absolutely. Yes. Let me try it out. I'll write up an article and we'll see where it goes. But I like I don't know if that's a common thing or if that's an option, but I like specializing in certain kind of groups of affiliate products.
I think now that things are a little more mature in the industry, you can do that because you have guys like Jimmy, and you have guys who now produce video-oriented products. And so, you could say promote Jimmy or review Jimmy, and then the people who like what they have, they buy it, they pay you a commission, and then review someone else you know, next week or tomorrow or whatever the case is, because now people are developing more solutions to do more stuff. And so, like I said, it's really that match made in heaven, right? You're actually doing hard work for them because you're bringing them, you're putting them before an audience of people who are going to be interested in video. And they don't have to go look for that customer. They don't have to do Facebook ads. They don't have to do YouTube ads. They don't have to do any of that stuff because the audience is already with you.
And I feel like you can be like, for example, using video, not that I wouldn't be honest, but I feel like I can be really honest because I do have like probably too many video programs, if that's possible, because if it's a video program, I bought it. So, you know, I've got the Final Cut Pro on the one side. I don't have,
Right.
I think you have, Charles, you have the Sony program, don't you? The
Sony Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have that one, but I still have Camtasia. I mean, just comparing those two, and I know they're not affiliate programs, but as an example, you can say, hey, Camtasia is really nice to use because it, you know, it fires off really quickly. Like, for example, Final Cut Pro, I need to go to Starbucks while I'm starting up the program and then come back and use it. And Final Cut Pro does way more.
Right.
But do you really want to sit there and wait that long for, I'm sorry, guys, or Apple, you know, it does take a while, but it's an awesome program. And those kind of comparisons, you can do those when you are specializing in something and you've actually tried several different programs.
And it would be important to hear somebody like you talk about it, rather than somebody who doesn't use video at all and uses, let's say, you know, maybe they're good at converting text into something, right? You are more credible if you reviewed video products because, again, not only do you use the other ones, I mean, you do editing. You probably do a good 10 to 15 hours of editing every week.
Yep. I'd do more if I could, but, you know, at some point we wouldn't be eating anymore as far as I'd be doing, like, I wouldn't be sleeping, and then you wouldn't want to be around me because I'd be happy. So, but, yeah, I've lost track of how many you know, some of them, the affiliate related videos that have come out, like the little cartoon ones, and those are fun because you can literally sit down, like, I'll go do a class. I didn't mean this to be all about video. I just got way too excited, but I'll go do a class and I'll come up with some concept, and they got little cartoon characters. You just pop them in there, you do voiceover, and like within 7 minutes I've got a video made. And it's like, hey, can't knock this. 7 minutes. Sometimes you can't go to the bathroom for that.
Right. Yeah. And it is now. So let's just take animated videos, right? I mean, you have, I think you work with Sparkle. I know there's Powtoon. I don't know if you work that one. There's Video Maker FX. There's Easy Sketch Pro, and I now have Powtoons. I use Sparkle, and I have reasons I do that. Right? I have reasons I don't use the other ones, and it would be probably good if somebody were going to look at buying a video animation program, if they talk to somebody like you and I who's used these things, because they're all different, right? And they all take varying levels of creativity. They all take varying levels of just kind of being able to put stuff in, and not to get off onto animated video. But I think, you know, from having used Photoshop and all this other stuff, it's one thing to have and to know how to work the program, but not everybody can storyboard things, right? So it's kind of like if one requires you to do more storyboarding, and you're just not an organized person, you're gonna not make use of the right one. And so, right, it's important for the person who has experience in doing those certain kinds of things to be the one to review things, and then that person deserves then, right, the affiliate commission, not only for being the work. Right, yeah, they did the work not only for the buyer, but they did the work for the vendor.
Yep, exactly. And, you know, that reminds me, because you're mentioning Sparkle. I love Sparkle. I think it works great. I stopped mostly because I was trying to go towards let's pay maybe more money for the software, but not pay anything monthly, because you don't want to know how much I'm paying monthly for other things. And you know, there are some things that you have to pay monthly, you know, the whole thing. But so a lot of those, like even Powtoon, I had Powtoon for a year, and I hope my husband's not watching this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I ever used it. I got it for a really good deal. One of the Oh, I can't remember what deal it was, but when it
Yeah.
went for, for renewal, I just could not warrant paying another year and not using it. So that's where I stuck with the other software. But you said something that reminded me of, I think it was last night I was doing a session teaching. I know it's statistics, so it has nothing to do with videos, but as far as what style or what works for you, I've had several people say, oh, I can't stand opening up Photoshop. Well, I used to teach Photoshop. So to me,
Right.
opening up
Yeah.
Photoshop is like grabbing a tissue at a tissue box. It's like, why would I want to grab anything else? Because I'd have to figure out what I want to do. Photoshop is so quick because I used to teach it. Well, last night I was asking, I'm going to try to spare you because this could get really geeky. So Charles, stop me if I'm getting too geeky, but we were talking about hypothesis testing. I know everyone's like, what, huh? Well, we were talking about videos or marketing, but there were 3 different frameworks to use. And I'd love to give credit where credit's due, but I'm not going to because I will go too deep. But they were very different. Like one might have 15 different things on this whole list of this is what you need to do in scientific research, blah, 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 blah. And then there's this one that I love. And I just happened to know it's by this guy named DeVoe. Maybe it's a woman. Well, anyway, by some person named DeVoe. There's only 5 points, but you can expand them, and there's like 5 points in each, and they actually do line up with the other frameworks. So anyway, I asked everyone, I said, so how many of you are outline people? Well, I'm an outline person. You probably knew that. And dummy, I'm not being very diversified here because I'm like thinking, well, of course, everybody would want to be
Of course, everybody. Of course.
outline. And I think it was like about 80%, but it hit me. It's kind of like learning styles, things like that. The same thing with video. It's like, look, there's going to be a framework for hypothesis testing that's going to work for you, and it's not going to work for the next person.
Right.
And the same thing with the video production. There's going to be something that's going to work really well, and someone else is going to hate it.
Right. Yeah. And see, I mean, and that, I mean, you could take that same concept in affiliate marketing and just about anything. I mean, you and I know a person that just wrote, X number of articles about kitchen appliances. Right now, I don't know if she uses them all, but she was able to put together this package of written content about these kitchen appliances. Someone's going to read that, and then someone's going to decide, oh, well, I want the KitchenAid stand mixer for this reason, whatever the case is, and then so someone obviously then gets the credit for the sale, and they get paid for that sale. Now, one thing that I thought about with affiliate marketing, and I guess it's probably fair to mention, is that, some of this is going to be impacted by sort of when you get paid. And so one of the things that when affiliate marketing, you sort of have to give attention to, and they'll tell you, right? No one's trying to fool you. It's just that, you might see that you made a sale, and then you'll see, well, the threshold to get paid might be $100 or $200. You might have to make 7 or 8 more sales, before you actually get paid. And even if you meet that threshold, you might not get paid for another month. You just kind of need to know, like, the parameters of every program, right? Amazon pays once every month, but I think, you don't get paid right away. You got to kind of go through a probationary period. So getting started with affiliate marketing is just, these days, really important to understand the terms of service. And I know what's going to happen. They're going to put the terms of service up there, and then you're going to be so, geeked to kind of move on. You just click the box. Let's get out of the way. Show me the money. But it can be disconcerting when you start actually making sales, and then you find out, well, where's the money? And it's really because the terms of service indicate when you were going to get paid, and it's just not right away all the time.
It helps if you have some kind of gig on the side or something. Maybe there's some regular service that maybe it's not what you want to do for the rest of your life, but something that you can do for someone that's a service. You're making a few bucks. I mean, maybe you're not getting rich, but you can at least keep the lights on while you're waiting to get paid. Because I've been in that situation where it's like, all right, we only pay in the first. And then you're looking in the second, and it's like, well, I made a commission. Where is it? Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot you. Well, we'll pay you in the first of next month. It's like, okay, thank you that you're going to pay me, but how am I supposed to pay my bills between now and then, So having a backup plan, I think that goes without saying, whether you're just starting today or any day, definitely have a backup plan for finances.
Yeah, you do. And as an affiliate marketer, and this does the good part about affiliate marketing is this. I sell a digital camera on Amazon, right? Amazon's going to fulfill it. Amazon's going to deliver it. Amazon's going to follow up with it. The vendor is going to be on the hook for everything. And so all I have to do then is kind of make the sale and then move on to make the next sale, and figure out my systems, whatever the case is. Now the good part of that is also the bad part, which is now if Amazon doesn't, if somebody comes into packaging that day and they're having a bad day, right? They package it wrong. It gets sent to the customer. Customer's like, man, forget this. I'm tired of this. And they send it back, right? Then you're not in control. And so even though affiliate marketing has all of these good qualities, you just kind of have to be aware that eventually, the way to kind of take control of the financial, of the income stream, is to produce something and sell it. And affiliate marketing is like an open door. And I think we opened up by saying, maybe you're kind of dipping your toe in the water to try to figure out, is this what I want to do? But once you got something working, then the kind of way to move it along and accelerate it is to produce something of one's own, and then to get affiliates to promote that to bring you more customers.
Exactly. That reminds me, it's not exactly affiliate. It's reseller. So it's along the same category, but that, wow, that was like over 15 years ago now. When we had our own domain registration service provider, and because we can't say we own the domains, we didn't. You don't own domains, you lease domains. But
Right.
We had our own hosting company, and that was our server. But those two services went really well together. And I knew that first year was going to be really hard, because just like we started this program, you have to get the customers. You got to get the trust. You got, the whole customer service thing. It was about killing us. We were younger, so that was fine. So we had all this going, and I knew that the next year it would be a little bit easier, because maybe some of those customers would want more domains, and they'd be renewing their domains, because so many people got it for 1 year. Well, then GoDaddy came in. So all my plans
Right.
for the second year, because our wholesale cost was $10, and you can get domains at GoDaddy for less than our wholesale cost. So that was pretty much, we're done. I'm not going to try to fight this. Who am I going to try to convince? And we did the hosting for a while, but it worked better when we had both, because then you can have, if you have a client that's not paying for the hosting right away, no offense to clients, but sometimes it's like, 6 weeks later, I probably should have shut them
Right.
off, but whatever. But if they want their domain to work, they have to pay for that right away, or it's not going to work, because it's actually going to the party. So there's this like combination. If you can find services or affiliate programs that work together so that you've got this kind of backup plan built in and getting money, that really helps to have kind of two different angles, but yet they were related products, or I should say services.
Right. Yeah. And it just speaks to that, to that sort of thing where, some of this is, some of it's going to be predicated on, people kind of coming into the market behind you. And once again, kind of going back to affiliate marketing, one of the good things is that, if I decide, being an affiliate for selling televisions or selling digital products is no longer working, I mean, there are no rules. So I can then just move over to do something else, maybe something related, maybe something totally unrelated. And I guess the other thing about affiliate marketing too is that for someone who is coming from, let's say, a more traditional background, maybe they did a staff job, maybe they were in academia, I think it is still the case. And I talk to a nephew of mine all the time. He's in med school, and I say to him, right, from my own perspective, I don't care what they're teaching you, learn how to sell, right? So
Good advice.
Yeah, I mean, no one, and to this day, right? I'm not talking about whether it's good to do vocational versus. I'm just saying that whether you are an English major or whatever it is, or you're going to trade school, or you just left high school, you decide you want to go to work. Everybody has to learn how to sell something at some point. Otherwise, you are really dependent on or subject to market forces. And being able to kind of shift gears, find out what the market needs, and then to be able to be the guy or the gal who can kind of get it to the people. It's one of those things that you bring to affiliate marketing, and if you don't, what affiliate marketing does for people who have never done that is it teaches one how to sell, right? Because at some point, you could just kind of put a website up or put links out there, and you think, well, I put it out there, why didn't they buy it? Well, no, it does take some salesmanship, and it's something that I think it's an easy way not only to make money, not easy, I won't say an easy way to make money. It is definitely one of the easiest ways to learn how to sell and get immediate feedback.
That's a really good point. I hadn't thought of that. You know, when you said that we should all learn how to sell, and my first job, you know, besides babysitting or whatever, was 17 at a Tom Thumb. I don't know if Tom Thumbs are everywhere, but it would be like a 7-Eleven or something. But I remember having to learn, and I don't know if you call this a sales skill, but I was told you need to learn the cigarettes. I mean, this is something you really want to go to church and say, guess what I learned this week? I learned exactly where the cigarettes are in the, you know, in the over the rack and stuff, but to have it memorized, because it really impressed the customers when they could ask whatever it was they wanted, and you'd go right to it and grab it instead of spending 15 minutes. And they would walk out if you have to spend 15 minutes trying to find their cigarettes.
Right.
That or packaging donuts, you know, the day old donuts for half price. And it sounds silly, but there's like this whole thing on how you put the donuts in there, how you wrap them, make them look really tasty. But I mean, those are different sales skills than the actual sales skills. But I never thought about that, Charles, that even the remote things, some of the stuff that we learn even before we've really entered the big bad world.
Yeah, I mean, it is, again, it's one of those real benefits of affiliate marketing. A lot of us kind of come from a staff world. I remember when I first started at the bank, back in, you know, who knows, and the guy told me, he said, Charles, you have to learn how to staff. Most people will teach you how to do that, and that's what most people do here. But you also have to learn how to sell. I didn't stay at the bank long enough to learn how to sell, and as of right now, you know, I kind of wish I had done that. I did it at the end of my banking kind of career. I was in business development, the whole thing, and probably the most valuable experience I had was just one day, and I might have even told the story before. My boss comes,
go for it again.
yeah, my boss just came in one day, and he said, "Well, have you talked to Blackwell? I thought they were wanting to bring their business over." And I said, "Well, yeah, last I talked to them, I think they are." He said, "Charles, what are you doing sitting here? Go get that business. This is good business. Go get that business. What are you doing?" And I remember thinking, I don't know how to go get it, but was just so, I mean, he was so convincing and he was so emphatic. I just thought, okay, well, I need to just go and figure out how to go get it. I literally, no appointment, nothing. I just walked over to the dude's office. I just walked out of the bank.
You just jumped in and you
walked 4 blocks through Chicago, walked up to the dude's office and said, hey, is Blackwell here? And I, to this day, I have no idea what I said. Had no idea what I did.
But it worked.
So it became a customer.
Bravo. Excellent.
Right. Yeah. And so I think, you know, it's almost like, I wish I had learned what I wish today. I wish I knew what I did. Right. Yeah. But I think, you know, again, I did not know how to do it. And there are some processes that I think, you know, that even in affiliate marketing, that translate into other things that just become salesmanship at some point, or salespersonship.
No, that makes sense. There's a lot of life skills that are transferring back and forth as well. I think the hardest thing in sales was when I used to travel with SkillPath and we teach, and I didn't know this when I took on the gig. I loved the teaching. That was great, but we were supposed to sell the books. Yep. And the books were good. I mean, actually, I don't know that there was a book I didn't like, but the problem was one of my favorite books for Adobe Photoshop. And of course I can't think of the name, and it's outdated by now because we're like 2 versions past, but it's $6 on Amazon, and we were supposed to sell it for $20, and I couldn't do it. that, dude. I kept telling them, I said, okay, now go home and just order it on Amazon because it's only $6. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be doing that. So yeah, I only did the Skill Path gig for a year, but a lot of it was because I just couldn't bring myself to tell people to spend $14 more on a book.
Right.
It's only a little tiny book, you know, but yeah, knowing that now, and that's why what you're saying, Charles, inspires me as far as understanding those limitations. Now I wouldn't go into a position where I felt forced to sell something for something that it's not worth.
Right. Or I mean, you know, it's like everything else. I mean, you know, you have to really, there has to be a real benefit to a person sort of getting whatever it is now, right? I mean, you know, the copywriters say you have to be able to answer the question, why you, why me, why now, right? So in to some degree, we all have to be able to, whatever it is, and especially in affiliate marketing, if we're going to make the pitch, even if it's just a little blurb on social media, basically we have to be able to make, well, why should you buy this from me right now? And if we haven't created enough value for that person, haven't created enough, I guess, reason for this to be an urgency, then they probably won't buy, right? But if we have, right, we've created the value, created the urgency, then the why me part is answered. Then why you? Why does this fit you? Why is this the thing you need to do? Right. And then why is right now the time? And so, you know, doing that, I think it gives us a little more, I would say, I think when we can make that pitch, we can ease our conscience, right? That we have given that person the opportunity to change something in a way that either they want or something that will really benefit them.
That's a great formula. That's not that I'm trying to end this, but that's a great way to close this, with people still having that going through their head as far as why me, why you, why now. Did I get that? I don't know if I got that in order, but
I don't think the order matters. Yeah.
But that's no, that's simple. That's an easy mantra to try to just keep repeating that and moving forward and practicing. And what is it? Gladwell, the 10,000 hours. Eventually you will get better at it. Hey, I sold day old donuts. If I can do that, that's sell anything. I don't even know if they tasted very good, but anyway, but I still sold them. So
right, yeah.
Well, thank you, Charles. This has been an enlightening conversation as always.
No, thanks, Deb. Thanks, everybody.
And we'll catch you same time, same place next week.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.